Tomorrow is the first deadline for the BlackRock spot ETF, and if this gets accepted, the market could see a significant upturn, and Bloomberg Intelligence believes that the Bitcoin BlackRock spot ETF could hit the market as soon as early next month. So that is going to be very important to talk about. I'm going to exactly talk about what this means for Bitcoin right now here, what could be happening with the price. I will talk about in-depth analysis about the longer term perspective of Bitcoin. I will talk about the current ongoing supply shock, and also the big news that Twitter acquired a license to be adding crypto payments, and what this means for Dogecoin and what this means for Bitcoin. I will be exactly talk about this on today's update video. So without any further ado, don't forget to slap all the like button on today's update video, and let me jump straight away into towards the most important news and the most important things that are currently playing out on this market. So we do still know it. The court found that the SEC had not properly explained the decision to reject the Grayscale spot ETF Bitcoin application, what means that the SEC has to reconsider the application and make a new decision whether to approve or reject it. And since the denial is right now opposed, the chance of an acceptation for the next Bitcoin spot ETF is highly likely. And due to that, I'm getting super excited because tomorrow is also the first deadline for the iShares Bitcoin's Trust, what is of course the BlackRock Bitcoin spot ETF. Probably they're going to get postponed, but since right now the SEC already lost this case against Grayscale, the probability for an accepted Bitcoin spot ETF tomorrow could become extremely high. And if this happens, the market is going to pump very significantly on it, and probably it's going to get postponed. The market is going to not really react because that is of course the current consensus. So yes, they could still postpone it till the beginning of 2024. So I still think 2024 is going to be a very bullish month. So I still think 2024 is going to be the year of the big bull run for Bitcoin, but maybe it's already going to get accepted here at the end of 2023, and that could mean that we're going to see some very positive price action early on. So yeah, I'm getting very excited about this, and let me quickly also talk about the probabilities when it's going to get accepted. Bloomberg Intelligence is currently saying that they believe the BlackRock spot ETF is going to get accepted as early as next month here, what could be super bullish news for Bitcoin, since in September usually the volume tends to also run up quite significantly. But more importantly, let me talk about the price targets and what this spot ETF could mean for the market, because some people are saying a spot ETF is not really a big thing for the market. Everyone who is saying that is completely incorrect, because a spot ETF is gigantic news for the market, because you have to currently understand. I personally think Bitcoin could hit $200,000 or even beyond by 2025, especially if the BlackRock Bitcoin spot ETF is approved. And since Grayscale won the lawsuit, the reasons and the chances for this ETF to be getting approved has significantly increased. So here are 6 compelling reasons why it might hit $200,000 by 2025. First of all, BlackRock has got a 99.8% approval rate for ETFs, so probably this ETF is also going to get approved, and there's only been one rejected in history. During the 2008 financial crisis, the US government and the Federal Reserve turned to BlackRock for solutions and facing their trust in the world's largest asset manager. So to get all the facts straight here, BlackRock is aping in towards a Bitcoin spot ETF, so they're aping in towards Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies for the past 2 to 3 years, and at the same time the US government is backing BlackRock. So the US government is basically aping into Bitcoin right now here. Also, the BlackRock CEO has become more positive about Bitcoin, referring it as digital gold and endorsing it as a diversification tool. But also, since it's the world's largest and richest asset manager over the world, there's been a very positive take for Bitcoin, and that could only grow in the future even more. At the same time, BlackRock has already rolled out a private Bitcoin ETF for institutional investments, so they're trying to get in early, they're trying to buy early. So for everyone who's not understanding the game yet, they are aping in towards Bitcoin right now at these lows, and probably most of the retail investors are going to end up buying Bitcoin above $100,000 or even beyond. So yeah, I'm quite excited about what we're currently seeing, because if you're doing your research correctly right now, you can currently clearly see who is buying Bitcoin, and that just makes me even more excited. So notably, all the other top tier asset managers like Vanguard and Fidelity have also applied for Bitcoin spot ETF in this cycle. So once the spot ETF is also going to get approved, you have to understand this Bitcoin spot ETF is a big game changer, since they need a one-on-one backing for their Bitcoin spot ETF and the Bitcoins that are holding on their spot ETF. And besides that, a spot ETF is going to change the game, because with an ETF you can borrow and create debt against your holdings of the ETF, Well, if you're just personally holding Bitcoin, you can't create debt against it. So it's a big game changer, and that's why I think a lot of institutions are going to step in towards Bitcoin to create more debt. And that is why I think there's going to be a lot of money flowing in towards the market once the spot ETF is going to get approved. And that is why I still ultimately think Bitcoin is a very good long-term investment. But you have to also understand, Grayscale may have won the case, but a Bitcoin spot ETF is not yet confirmed. So approximately a year ago, Grayscale took the SEC to court after their conversion from a Bitcoin trust to an ETF was rejected. And right now, a year later, the court has ruled in Grayscale's favor, opposing the SEC denial. This doesn't mean that we're straight away going to see a Bitcoin Grayscale spot ETF. However, it means that the SEC right now has to provide a clear reasoning for a denial of the Bitcoin spot ETF, or they just have to approve it. And since they don't have a clear reason to deny the Bitcoin spot ETF, since it's very similar towards the futures ETF the SEC approved a year ago, they almost got no reason to approve the Bitcoin spot ETF. So that is why everyone is saying the spot ETF is coming, but it's not officially here. But the chances of a spot ETF coming is like 99.9% sure right now here, since the court has ruled, the SEC has not clearly said why they have denied it. So it's super bullish for the market in general, and this is overall a gigantic win for the market. So given the denial has been challenged, it seems inevitable that the first Bitcoin spot ETF is going to get approved. Further on, you have to understand, while all this is happening, probably BlackRock is buying. And why is the market not showing strength? It's very simple, because they're buying through OTC. They are buying, and they're doing that through exchanges, governments, miners, and through over-the-counter deals, through OTC deals. So this method doesn't directly influence the price of Bitcoin. So don't be fooled. While you are maybe panicking about the price action of Bitcoin that's still sitting around these lows, they are accumulating and they're buying yourself. So make sure to pay attention towards that one as well. So right now I discussed why this is so significant, what is currently playing around, and why Bitcoin could start to pump tomorrow significantly as well here. Let me right now talk about the Bitcoin analysis. So currently, if I'm looking at Bitcoin, it had that significant bounce back towards the upside. And if you're looking at Bitcoin, we basically bounced from off the $25,000 support we've been talking about for quite a while. This market is not really moving that bigly right now here, but I personally think as soon as the BlackRock spot ETF is going to hit the markets, probably Bitcoin is going to be starting to see a significant bump towards the upside. But currently Bitcoin is just range trading between the $25,000 and $32,000 like I've been expecting. So if you're zooming out to a bigger perspective, we can currently clearly see here Bitcoin is creating this gigantic breakout on the larger scale. And really where I would start to say this is right now the point the bull run is starting is really once we break above this green box right here in the market. The green box is in this case the $32,000. If we break above $32,000, Bitcoin is really breaking above this bear market territorium, and that could really start to turn myself super bullish. So as soon as Bitcoin is breaking above this level, I will be expecting we're going to see much more upside. And you can clearly see this $32,000 level has previously around acted as massive support, like you can see here back in the previous bull run, and right now it's acting as massive resistance. So it's not an easy level to break above of, but once we do break above this level, I will be really expecting we're going to see significant upside and significant acceleration in the price action of Bitcoin. Further on, we do know right now that the 200 weekly EMA is currently providing support, and Bitcoin perfectly bounced from it. And back into 2015, we've also seen Bitcoin finding support around this level. So it's interesting to see that this level once again is providing support for Bitcoin. Also, the ones that are currently saying we should be starting to be looking into altcoins, you have to understand that this ETF news is probably going to mainly influence Bitcoin, and this is going to of course create wider adoption also for altcoins. But what I am expecting is that first Bitcoin is going to take the momentum up here, and after that altcoins are going to follow. So once Bitcoin is going to close in towards its all-time high, then I think altcoins are going to maybe do something nice on the market. I still think that the SEC is going to try to be cracking down altcoins, and they're probably going to start regulating Bitcoin. So make sure to take that into account. Altcoins could suffer a little bit more in the beginning of this end of the bear market phase. That is at least what I'm currently expecting. And that is why I also expect the Bitcoin dominance to be rising. And I would be only interested to be buying a lot of altcoins once the Bitcoin dominance is going to be reaching levels of 58 to 57% here. Once that happens, you will be the first one to know here on the channel. But if you really want to be trading Bitcoin or buy altcoins or do anything else here, the best way to do so here is on BYBIT. And if you go right into the link description of today's video, you can actually claim a deposit bonus up to $1,000. And all you need to do here is go to the link description, sign up an account using the link below here, deposit $100 in your account, and then go to this page once again here and claim your free 1,000 US dollars Bitcoin or XRP long or short position, and you could make a ton of money by only depositing $100. So go to the link description if you're interested in buying cryptos. But yeah, BYBIT is definitely my favorite exchange in this market. Why this cycle is so interesting in my opinion here is to see this chart right here. So we can currently see that this bear market is actually really different than previous bear markets. So we can see that in this bear market, the Bitcoin balance on exchanges have only decreased, what means that there is a less interest on sending your Bitcoin to exchanges to actually sell off. And also, if this trend continues, it means that there's going to be less Bitcoin available to sell here. So we've been talking about the low liquidity in the market for quite a while right now here, because Bitcoin has got low liquidity in the market. The market is very easy to manipulate. Due to the fact that we're seeing this massive change in the market right now here, we're probably going to be experiencing a supply shock anytime soon here. And this is not going to be happening in 2024. But this is a thing to take in account here. If this trend continues, you won't be able to be buying just one Bitcoin in 2030. And the price will be so high, it's going to be absolutely insane. And with the halving coming up as well here, balance of exchange decreasement is probably going to get accelerated even more. So I'm super excited about this. And if you're looking as well here at the net Bitcoin change here, you can really see the trend shift here. From previous bear markets to this bear market, there's just a massive outflow from exchanges, and that is overall a very good thing here. And if you're holding all your Bitcoin on a ledger, you won't be able to just sell your Bitcoin. And if you see a massive inflow to exchanges, you know exactly what is happening. It's capitulation. So this is very interesting to be seeing. It's only going to be easier to predict the next bottom, in my opinion, due to this happening. If we're seeing a large inflow to exchanges, just like we saw here in the FTX collapse here, just like we saw here in the May crash of 2021, it is just telling us that it is a massive buying opportunities because people are just capitulating towards selling their Bitcoin to exchanges, and usually those are retailers. So it's interesting to be seeing this data. You have to understand how early we are. Nvidia is currently sitting at a 1.1 trillion US dollar market capitalization, and Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies overall is also sitting around $1.1 trillion. So we're super early. You have to understand how early you currently are in this cycle, because in my opinion, we are just at the beginning and of the verge of a gigantic bull run to 5 to 10 trillion US dollars. Much more is to come here. Then to wrap up the video, we do know that Twitter acquired a license to add crypto payments, what is of course an overall bullish thing here for crypto. And I think it's overall a very bullish thing for Dogecoin, because Dogecoin is currently sitting at an extreme low here. And with Twitter/X acquiring this license, I won't be surprised that you are going to be able to be buying things in Twitter or tip people into Twitter using Dogecoin in the near future. And if that is really going to be happening, it's probably going to cause a massive bump across the price action of Dogecoin. So get ready for that. That's at least what I'm expecting here. Dogecoin is sitting at very lows in the market right now here. There's not a lot of interest, but this is personally just predicting the future in a very easy way here. So that was it for me in today's update video, guys. I truly hope you did like it. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to slap up the like button, and I hope to see you guys on tomorrow's video. Peace out. Goodbye.